think the digitalization, the unfortunate events going on in Russia, and what do you call, resignation across. So, Amber sir, my question to you would be this: agility is something that you quickly change, and resilience is something that you don't change. So, how do we reconcile these two different ideas in this time?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this event, for their kind invitation. I think, amongst this all young brains, I stand out as an oldie. I've heard that, when God wants to keep you, let's say young, He would you among Minhaz.
Sir, your voice seems to be little static.
Would be that, number.
I guess, sir, we will be coming back to you in a while. Just this.
Ambassador, you have muted yourself.
Minhaz, here is the example given to us by technology that, how quick can you fight back? Now, probably don't know why. Technical glitch at my end, but I was just logged off for a second and then I came back. Now that is exactly how I want people to respond to tough times. They say that you're not lost until you refuse to get up in a boxing bout. So I'm sure this is about against time, challenging times. So it is about bouncing back, and the agility is about how quickly do you do that. And there are numerous examples of it, which if you want we can probably share in the due course of the time. But yes, resilience and agility to me definitely go parallel. There are a lot of people who think of bouncing back, but then they take so much of time that probably.
Yes. Kanika ma'am, what would your take be on what is your suggestion about developing the agility in the people who are listening to us, the audience?
First of all, I think this is the 25th anniversary of the college, so many congratulations on that. And secondly, Amber sir, I won't say that you're an oldie. I would rather say that you're the most experienced individual here, professional here. So let's call you that and not an oldie. Yes. Yes, sir. To me, agility and resilience cannot be developed until unless you have a positive mindset. There'll be years, when there'll be failures. So instead of taking it as a setback and going into the negative zone, going into the depression zone, it's rather you learn out of the situation. You create a positive mindset. See, this is a failure I'm having. Okay, then you rather talk. This is what I do. I talk to myself. Okay. So I lost this project. Okay, there must be some learning in this. What learning do I need to improve here, or is it something that I need to work on? So this is what the positive mindset is all about. Until unless you don't have a positive mindset, you cannot be agile, you cannot be resilient. So this is what resilience and agility is to me. Only it can only be developed if you have a positive mindset. Even if you try to be positive, that is more than enough. So that's what it is to me.
Excellent answer, Kanika ma'am. So two things I take that's talking to yourself is something that is very interesting that is coming out. So yeah. What we usually do is we talk to somebody else. Ke dekho aise ho gaya, dekho waise ho gaya. What do I do? And now talking to yourself probably gives you better.
Yeah, I am a very I have this social anxiety, and I like to spend time alone with myself. So I am considering myself as my best friend. So whenever there's a situation like that, I talk to myself. Okay, let's do this. Let's crack this. Of course, there's a setback. There are tears happening whenever there are failures. But then after a moment, after like 10-15 minutes, I realize now there's a lesson to it. Let's learn what it is. So that has helped me so far.
Brilliant. So this is a really very interesting take on this, that positive mindset has to be there. So, but my question, Siddharth sir, to you would be this: you are into a proper this what do you call business business environment, business setting. You have your own set of problems, your own set of things. So let's say you're losing a big thing. How do you keep yourself positively arranged, positively in the situation?
Hello, good morning, Amber sir. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Amber sir. Good morning, Reverend Father, honorable teachers, and respected panelists. Thank you for having me here. Coming straight to the question, business is a set of solution of problems. See, we are into international trade. The turbulence is pertinent these days. The currency fluctuations, the change in the crude prices. Every day we have to revisit our prices. The competition increases. Every morning we come up, there's an unprecedented thing that might happen. We'll have to prepare ourselves with agility. So one thing for the young businessmen or for my fellow college students who are, planning to start up or get into the entrepreneurial journey, one thing is for sure, every day will not be same. There would be new challenges, new things to learn, and rather prepare ourselves in a more motivated manner, dedicated manner. Things could be vulnerable, but re-strategize, replan. Every problem has a solution. We'll have to work out for that. We'll have to put ourselves fully involved into it, learn from the environment, try to increase our knowledge, make a very dedicated plan, journalize everything. We should always strategize, make a good plan of things. And even if there are events which we have not even thought of, even that may come up in our way, then we'll have to again, reinvent ourselves, build paths so that we can cross this hurdle as well. And in business, there are so many things. We'll have to keep our customers satisfied. Then there could be a delivery issue wherein the materials get delayed because of certain shipping issues, or could be any other issues. At the same time, the customer requires the material. We cannot lose the customers. We need to keep them happy as well. So times and things would not be favorable all the time, but it is how we adapt to the changes, how we respond, how quickly and promptly we prepare ourselves. We build a team, we build an environment, we build an ecosystem in which we emerge victorious out of it. This is what I need to put it out right now, Ambassador, for this question.
Okay, so
and
very interesting
also
answer. Yes, please say that, sir. Go
on. I also remember one poem while answering this question, a very common poem which I recite most of the times, because that charges me many times. Because see, problems will keep on coming. Problems could be perennial. There are situations which are out of our control, but a resilient person, a dedicated person, a person who sails his way out will find solutions. It is a poem in Hindi, which it's a very common poem, which says, Amitabh Bachchan has sung this in KBC, so it is a very common poem. लहरों के डर से नौका यूं ही पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. So you keep on trying. असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो. क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो. जब तक ना सफल हो नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम. संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो तुम. कुछ किए बिना ही जय जयकार नहीं होती. कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. Keep on trying, keep on trying. Man is not designed to be tired. इंसान बना ही नहीं है हार मानने के लिए.
Excellent. This is so great, Siddharth sir. So I think I can take two things from the entire discussion which are coming to the highlight. That is adaptive mechanism, that you have to be adaptive to a situation. So as you told, every day something is going wrong, something is going awry, and then you are supposed to change that. And second one, problems are going to be there. So business is a solution to the problem. So this is a brilliant take on the agility situation. Thank you so much for the answer. Now, this leads to one more interesting question in my mind. That is, Charles Robert Darwin said once that it's not the strongest that is going to survive; it is the most adaptive that is going to survive. So, Amber sir, what do you think? Top three things of your mind that adaptation of 20, 22-year-old students, what should they do to be adaptive to the current scenario?
Well, Minhaz sir, the first thing that I want, in case if you want my answer to be very specific to students, would probably be that the conventional definition of employment or placements is going to change. I mean, here I see two young panelists along with me, who have chosen to be entrepreneurs. So probably, in case if we go back to the times that I graduated out of my MBA, we were looking forward to, towards the corporate world to welcome us with arms open. But now with artificial intelligence, with machine learning, and with technology advancements, probably the conventional, jobs might, over a period of time get extinct, because a robo might, do jobs of 20, 25 people or maybe 250 people. You never know. A computer might eventually take over in all the call centers. We are coming up with so much of artificially intelligent powered systems that probably as youngsters we need to be adaptive to the situation that job market would change. Number one, when the situation changes, as my young friend said, that we need to change our mindset. So probably why become a job seeker? Why not think of becoming a job provider? I mean, let me give you an example of something amazing that I came across. I was traveling from Indore to Pune, and in the train, I came across an amazing concept promoted by a young Indore-based entrepreneur called the Yatri cart. Now, it was a simple, trolley that you otherwise see on the airports. So a more adopted trolley that can be pushed. And this gentleman, this young boy there was selling a lot of, products that you otherwise could forget at home in a bit of hurry. So it had cosmetics, it had diapers, it had, a lot of things that you would be surprised to find on the train. While speaking to this young boy, I realized that this startup belongs to somebody called Mr. Gaurav Rana in Indore. And this startup is already valued at around 10 crores in last, 4 or 5 years of their journey. Now, adaptiveness to me, or being adaptive to me, is number one, how quickly do you reach situation? I would say that we should be adaptive, but at the same point in time, what I want to tell to my young friends and to everybody who's listening, see, a plan B does not mean changing your goalpost. A plan B simply means change of the line that you're going to attack with. So मंजिलें मुश्किलों के डर से मंजिलें नहीं बदली जाती साहब, रास्ते बदले जा सकते हैं. So I've seen a lot of youngsters being very shaky. They join a particular job, do that for a couple of months, and then they come up with a thought process that this is not something which is made for me. So as they said in the olden times, burn the bridges, so you don't have a fallback option. Decision itself means, scission itself means cutting. So when you talk about decision, you don't only tick one, you also, eliminate the, C, D, and E. So what I really want, people to know that once they decide what they want, don't change the destination. You can always think of, replanning the route that which you are planning to reach out to your destination. And always remember, something that, took you to level 1 may not take you to level 2. I work with a lot of young cricketers, and, taking that extra 35 seconds, I want to tell you one interesting thing. I'm talking about a young boy who's currently playing in the Indian team. He's from Indore. I think taking names is not a right idea. But when this boy was playing under 19 cricket, because of his sheer pace, he used to run through the opponents. Now, the moment he went into IPL, and in one of the overs, he got slammed by a British batsman for 3 sixes. I had to tell this boy, whom I'm working as a mental toughness coach, that probably speed is your weapon when you're playing under 19. Now, if you look at the senior level cricket, a lot of pacemen are taking their wickets through the slower ones. And, that is what adaptiveness to me is. One thing which could be your weapon in one market may not necessarily remain your weapon in the other market. So how quickly you adopt to the new market condition and develop a weapon that will help you win over the newer markets. And before it happens on the market or on the field, it has to happen within your mind. So, the lady on the panel said, right, you need to have the right mindset. And if you're mentally agile, I'm sure body simply follows your mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Brilliant answer. I'll tell one very interesting thing, sir. This has, I think, given me one direction of thinking. At least my next 2 to 3 days are going to be spent on thinking about the 3 things that you have said. So the thing that you told, plan B has to be changing the road to the destination and not changing the destination. So that's something I'll probably take it from the first thing. I'll take it from the answer. Kanika ma'am, you have been into the LinkedIn this growth trajectory. So you must have observed certain number of changes in last 10 months or last 1 year. Of course, after the pandemic, pre-pandemic was something else. During the pandemic, something else, and after the pandemic, something else. So how do you see the adaptation of the job seeker in this?
Because there are a lot of things that they are suffering. So what I personally feel that they have become needy, which is required in the situation, but when they're using a platform like LinkedIn and becoming needy, that is something that does not work like that. So that is the case. I remember I used to, because we are talking about the youngsters and we are talking to the youngsters. So I remember I used initially in my initial career days, I used to conduct workshops on internal problem solving with corporates. So the area was ki whatever problem you're facing internally with respect to your production or even with the employees, you tell me the problem, I'll prepare an activity plan, and we'll do a 2-day workshop, 3-day workshop on that basis. So in general, I used to give them examples. See, for example, if there's not effective feedback, there's a communication problem, you tell me problems like this that you're facing. So I remember I was with a government company. We were waiting for a tender to happen. And I asked them, what are your problems that you're currently facing? So the HR said कि ये आजकल के जो नए बच्चे आते हैं ना, इतने बदतमीज हैं इनको जरा सा बॉस कुछ बोल देता है तो तू तड़ाक पे निकल के आ जाते हैं. So this is something that I felt कि एक वही है कि you're not adaptable to the situation, but I think it comes with age, it comes with experience, because my father was a marketing head in a cement industry. So I have seen him, very calm, composed and very professional. But I think 2-3 दिन पहले ही वो मुझे एक बात बता रहे थे कि मैं जॉब बहुत छोड़ देता था. मैंने कहा क्यों? कहते हैं वो बोलते थे एक दिन मुझे छुट्टी लेनी थी, मुझे छुट्टी नहीं लेने देते थे. तो मैंने बोला मैंने मुंह पे अपना रेजिग्नेशन मारा, मैं जा रहा हूँ छुट्टी पे, मेरा हक है छुट्टी, मुझे छुट्टी कैसे नहीं दे सकते हो तुम लोग? कहते हैं. मैंने कहा अरे ऐसे कैसे? तो ही वाज इन दिस केमिकल फैक्ट्री, तो उनसे कुछ जापान से कुछ आता था सामान, तो उनसे वो केमिकल टूट गया था. तो उन्होंने अपने बॉस को नहीं बताया, लेकिन उन्होंने ब्रोकन रजिस्टर में लिख दिया. तो उनके बॉस आए, उन्होंने बोला दीपक तुमने तोड़ दिया ये? तो कहते हाँ तोड़ दिया. कहते तुमने मुझे बताया क्यों नहीं? कहते ब्रोकन रजिस्टर में लिखा तो है, देख लो खुद, इसमें बताने की क्या जरूरत है? बट now I see my father, he's very calm, composed, and I can't imagine somebody else talking to him like this, and he would react that way. So I think adaptability with respect to, even if it comes to LinkedIn, it comes with experiences. When you try to explore yourself, when you experience things. Like in my case also, I was forced to do CA. My father, तुम CA करोगी. अभी 12th के बाद we never know कि हमें पता नहीं होता कि किधर जाना है. I had no direction at that time. But in my case, I told him that I wanted to do theater. So he said कि नहीं तुम CA करोगी. तो उनके जिद पे मैंने अड़ के CA इंटर पास कर लिया एक अटेम्प्ट में. फिर उसके बाद फाइनल पे there were more expectations, but I couldn't understand the thing. I did my 3 years of articleship, and even after all of this, I couldn't understand anything. I went into severe depression. Then after like giving my 7 years to CA, I quit. एक तो ना आजकल के वो जो इंस्टाग्राम या फेसबुक या लिंक्डइन पे जितने भी ट्विटर पे कोट्स आते हैं, डोंट गिव अप, वो मुझे थोड़ा सा लगता है कभी कभी दे बिकम टॉक्सिक टू योर माइंड ऑल्सो. Because I was playing that quote, all over again. Don't give up. No, I won't give up. I have come till final. I am going to do this. But it was becoming toxic for my brain, myself, my body, my emotions. So, I decided this is not something that I want to do. I don't think so that this is something that was my decision, at the first place. So I quit. I did theater for 2-3 years because that's what I thought that I always wanted to do. But and it did bring a lot of happiness and peace into my mind. I was very happy, but I think uska bhi ek, it was a phase. It was, I realized that this is a hobby thing. This is not something that I would, I would consider it as, as a passion. So it's again very important to, realize ki, your hobby is hobby, but is it, I ask you a question, is that hobby your passion also? Is that something that you want to pursue, throughout your life? So I understood that it's not something for me. Then after that, I came back to Delhi because of medical reasons. So because we are talking about agility, resilience, I think it's important to bring it up. I was always sick. I have been a very sick person. I had severe cervical. I was bedridden for almost 3 years. Then when I started doing theater, I got cancer. Then after I got cancer, I had to go to, radioactive therapy every 6 months. I realized that I cannot pursue theater because every 6 months I have to, get myself treated. I have to come back from Pune to Bombay to Delhi for my treatment. So I thought it's not possible. This is the current scenario that, Kanika, this is the current situation. You have to come back every 6 months, get treated. It's the theater thing, the acting thing is not possible. Now decide what you can do with yourself. Because I think I was already 26 years old at that time. It was 2018. I told myself, this is the situation. Now plan accordingly. What is it that you can do? So I tried and tested a lot of things, hit and try. And finally, I think 1.5 saal pehle, I got my path. This is what I think right now.
This is really what do you call, inspiring story, because what we generally see as the setback is you not getting ahead in career. Getting not ahead with health is something that is, troublesome. Career is still something outside you. The ailment is not something that is outside you. So that's really very interesting story of adaptation.
Because I was very negative, because I was always sick when I started, because I did my CA intermediate in first go. Everybody started expecting that final to ye chutki mein nikal legi. हलवा लगता है सबको, पता नहीं क्या. तो मैंने फिर मुझे सर्वाइकल हो गया. I was bedridden for so many years. Then I became so much negative, went into depression. Then came theater. Then went cancer. I again, started crying. I remember I was crying at the hospital. Whenever I go and try do something for myself, there is something that stops me. Nahi karega, wapas aa jao. But then, I told myself, I remember I call cancer a blessing in disguise, because that's when my mentality changed. Because I told myself, Kanika, इतने साल नेगेटिव रह के जी लिया, एक बार पॉजिटिव रह के क्या ही नुकसान हो जाएगा, हो जाते हैं.
Right.
So that was another one hell of
that's quite fascinating. Quite fascinating. Means I can't, this only thing that is coming to my mind is this career is outside, ailment is inside. You're fighting with ailment. That's something that is courageous. So coming to Siddharth sir, so whenever I take interviews of the students who are applying for IIMs, so whenever I train them about the interviews, I see that do they have, how responsive they are to the change? Do they have the ability to change quickly? So today they say that, okay, I want to go ahead with marketing as a specialization. Tomorrow they might have to change their answer to finance or probably something else, depending on the situation that is needed. So you must be taking few interviews of candidates. What do you see in people?
Sir, well, taking interview for the candidates is the most important thing for any organization. This is the team that you build takes ahead. If you are aiming, if you're having a vision to grow, you need to ensure that your team is in the same pitch, is in the same path, in the same mindset, in the same view. The initial HR scrutiny, the checklist about the academic qualifications, the background check, the experiences, all those are very much done by the HR team. When it comes to interview round with me, I just have specific 3 things which I look forward to any candidate. I started business early, so I know the aspiration that a young mind builds, the desire that a young mind builds. It is everything about what we desire, and we think that we should deserve that. So the aspiration and adrenaline rush the young minds build, that remains with them throughout their career. So 3 things that I specifically look forward for any candidate when I am onboarding them with me is: 1 is their communication skill, be it any post, an accounts post, be it a back office job, be it an engineer in our company, or even a chemist. One thing is a communication skill. With communication skill, I don't mean a good vocabulary, good grammar, or good way of presenting things. By communication skill, I mean person who can speak their heart and mind out. Person who is not in any confusion while they speak. A person who knows the subject, what to speak. I am not talking about the knowledge. ठीक है, जो knowledge उनका है, उतना उस knowledge पे a person, how he can connect his mind with his tongue. So I believe a person with a good expressive skill will help us scale all time. Right? So he will give us a great feedback in whatever field I place him. Probably he's in the he's visiting these steel plants. He'll give me a good feedback. Sir, this is where we are standing in the market. A good communication skill will help each and every individual. See, the young college students listening to us, I'll tell you one thing. It is not that you are good at language or you have fluency over command. This is secondary. Primarily, you should connect your words. It is like connecting the dots, making the necklace of the pearls. Second most important thing that I look forward for candidates, be it any post, be it the managerial level post or even the basic level post, is their hunger. I people who tell me, sir, I desperately need this job. That is not hunger. That is the necessity. I have had interviews, so please hire me because I am in a desperate need of job. It pains me. When I listen this, it pains me. And the soft corner in my heart says, okay, theek hai. But that is not my evaluation parameter. This is not I'm assessing them. With desperation, I mean the desperation to grow, to learn, to imbibe. It is about learning and earning. So when we interview, then I come across situations wherein a candidate does not know this answer of any question I'm asked, but his reaction is very important. Sir, one of the incident, just I would quote, sir, this is a very interesting question. I've studied all my life. I worked for last 12 years, but I'm really impressed that I don't know this answer. And now my new boss knows this answer. I have not hired him even. He says, now my new boss knows this thing and he will help me to know about this. So it is a new area for me to know. That was very impressive. His confidence that his prospective boss is already his new boss and that he does not know the answer, but he is ready to know the answer through me. He's ready to join us, get on board and increase his knowledge base, increase his hunger to actually collect the data and information which he did not knew. And he was honest to admit. Third most important. Second is the desperation, the hunger, the thirst, the quest to learn, to grow, to have a vision that today I am at, when I say growth, salary is TK. That is again secondary. Today I'm earning 100 grand per month. I want to grow at 500 grand per month. That is the common objective. Money is the common denominator. We live in a world where money is the most common denominator. By growth, I want monetary growth hona chahiye, sabka hona chahiye. But by growth, I want what my eyes filter is that person wants to grow from the level that he is today, from his mental level he is, and he needs to increase his knowledge. Third and the most important thing that I look forward in a candidate is, so first, I'm just repeating so that the young students can again have a checklist of it. First is the communication skills. Second is their quest. Third, friends, believe you me, my young students who are listening to this and who would be, appearing for their other. Am I audible? I think my screen got freezed. Hello?
You are audible. You are audible.
You're audible.
Perfect. So, I'll quote one small nursery rhyme. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Third and the most important thing, my dear friends, do not get stressed. Tension hota hai. I have seen people, who walk the HR interview level and are with me in my chamber. They get stressed, they get nervous. I say, I'm a pretty young, good-looking boy. Don't get nervous with me. And then situations are there, Ambassador. People in India, they want the job so desperately. They are so nervous with it. कितना स्ट्रेस हम लोग उन पे डालते हैं, घर का स्ट्रेस, सोसाइटी का स्ट्रेस, फ्रेंड्स का स्ट्रेस कि ये नौकरी नहीं मिल रही है या अभी तक उसका सैलरी इतना है, नया जॉब, नई लोकेशन पे जाना. चिंता स्वाभाविक है, स्ट्रेस आना स्वाभाविक है, नर्वस होना स्वाभाविक है. For all, see, I mean, but I was conducting one seminar with the college students in Calcutta. I was so amazed to see their confidence. I was so amazed to see how quick and prompt they were while answering to some of my questions. So I believe this should be the gusto of the life. In any situations we are put across, the interviewer would put us in difficult shoes. And let us keep our calm. Our parents have invested hell lot of energy in ourselves right from our birth. They have burnt their entire life savings on us. They have made us so strong. They have made us the best. Whenever you're in an interview, if you are stressed and tense, just close your eyes for a second. Think about the great sacrifices both your father and mother did for yourself, for your knowledge, for your upbringing, for your tuitions, for your co-curriculars, for your school, for everything, whatnot. You need to do best and justify your parents that their sacrifice is worth it. Relax. Take a deep breath. Whosoever is your interviewer, you are still the best.
Perfect.
And believe yourself that you are the best. You are masterpiece. You are master's piece.
Now this is that's a brilliant answer to that question. What do you see in people? Now this must give some starting point to the students who are trying to go into this interviews. The one thing that I liked was this: the hunger, the desperation that you have to grow. That is really, really important, because people always see that, okay, 1 लाख का सैलरी मिल रहा है ना, हो गया. मतलब you go to IIM का graduate, you talk to them, 25 लाख का सैलरी, good enough. I'm 2 लाख रुपए monthly salary आ रहा है. What is the problem in that? But the problem is not about money. Absolutely not. It is about the mental growth that you have. So Amber sir, I'm coming with this question to you. This is very interesting question that sprung into my mind, that we always talk about change, and you have been into position of coach. So we talk about change. कि ये change होना चाहिए, वो change होना चाहिए. Agree. But change is a painful process. For everybody, change is a painful process. So what do you think we should do in that pain, that we change our attitude, we change our daily routine? So what do you think we should do in that?
Minhaz sir, I would, to some degree disagree with the fact that change is a painful process. I can give you, quote you, recite you a few examples. I remember, when for the first time, my younger brother got his H-1B visa and he was about to fly to US. He got his visa in the month of October and his flight was scheduled in the month of May. But as soon as he got his visa stamped, I think for, even that period of October to May, physically he was in India, but mentally he was in US. And he was pretty gung-ho about it. He was pretty euphoric about it. At the same point in time, I'm sure all of us must have experienced this. One of the major change that, we undergo in our life is when we are, single and then we get married. I don't know, on this forum, a lot of people might not be really willing to comment whether marriage is a interesting change or a painful change, but I'm sure we all look forward to it, right? We are all pretty excited. We are, we prepare big time for it. And similar, is about parenting. When you have real cool kind of life, no restrictions, and suddenly, over a period of time, you realize there is a young angel in your family and there is a change. Trust me, as a parent, this little angel, though he or she makes your life a little bit of hell, but the amount of love and amount of cuteness that it brings to he or she brings to your life does not really make it painful. You're playing at a particular level, then you're going and playing for the national level. There's a big, huge change that you all aspire for. Day before yesterday, the boy, when he got cabbed, he put it on Facebook saying something that I was dreaming for all the days. I remember when I started my journey as a management trainee in the year 1995 and in the year 2005, when I was made a vice president of a company, I think I was, this was a very difficult thing. I knew I had the responsibility of the company on my shoulders, but I think all these changes aren't really cumbersome if you have you really look forward to them as something which is interesting. Whereas there are few changes which are unfortunately being portrayed as something very, very difficult. And just because of the fact that, the society portrays different things to you, let me give you a very common example. We are talking to students, so you would agree how mindsets again, make this difference. You must have seen on the 1st of July, when there was a time when schools used to start on 1st of July. Now I think they start on 1st of June. On all the bus stops, you would see little, tiny tots having tears in their eyes, some of them crying vehemently to their maa ki yaar kyun school bhej rahe ho. Now, I remember, or I really analyze it, that why does that happen? I think to a great extent, you must have seen, अगर कोई मस्ती करने वाला बच्चा होता है और घर में हम कई बार उसे बोल देते हैं कि बेटा तुम बहुत मस्ती कर रहे हो ना, तुम्हें स्कूल भेजते हैं, स्कूल में टीचर ना तुम्हारी पिटाई लगाने वाली है, जब तुम्हें ना पिटाई लगेगी तुम्हारी तभी तुम सुधरोगे. Now the kid starts to develop a very horrific view of the teachers. उसको लगता है यार पता नहीं मेरी ये टीचर कोई शूर्पणखा टाइप तो नहीं होने वाली जो मुझे मारेगी पीटेगी क्या करेगी. If we change our perspective and tell him कि बेटा तुम बहुत मस्ती कर रहे हो, you're not going to go to school. स्कूल में टीचर आइसक्रीम देती है, स्कूल में टीचर टॉयज देती है, बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स मिलते हैं. Now just imagine, probably if you have painted a right picture of school in the mind of this boy, I'm sure on the 1st of June, he'll be as ecstatic as my younger brother who got the H1B. So, see, trust me, change is a painful process only when we don't want to change. But if the change is something which is, we want to do it, I'm sorry, it would not be a painful stuff. I've heard a quotation somewhere where people, the gentleman said that people aren't averse to averse to change. People are averse to way they are being forced to change. So, if you are able to drive as a business leader, if you want to bring in the desired change, you don't have to drive people's mind. You have to drive people's heart. They say that the human brain is maybe 2 to 3% rationality and logic, and more than 90% of it is emotion. So that is the reason, only the neocortex of our mind understands numbers, logics, and everything. But the remaining part of the brain, which is the reptilian brain, understands emotions. And that is the reason why a lot of times we take decisions which otherwise might sound funny. But then, we take it. I mean, if you ask a person what kind of a car would like to buy, the people would say, I would like to buy a car which gives me great average, which is easily maintainable, which has got, economical spare parts. And the immediate question you ask him, which is your dream car, and he'll come back saying Mercedes-Benz, which neither gives you great average nor has economical spare parts and all. So human beings are pretty, interesting people. And just by the virtue of the fact that the world, programs us during our, early age, no, you can't do it. This is very difficult. This is impossible. Are some words which are most commonly, said to a youngster, and these are the words that a youngster gets to listen the most. But that's not the that's not the truth. In case if you are really mentally willing to bring about a change, there's nothing more interesting than the change process, because evolution is all about change. Right. Adaptation is all about change, and growth is all about change.
Thank you so much, sir. Means till the date, I used to tell this thing to my team as well, that change will always be painful, or at least to the students, the change is usually painful. So be adaptive to or be responsive to it. Accept kar lo ke thoda sa taklif hoga, then move ahead. But I think the discussion that we have had in last 2-3 minutes,
तकलीफ भी नहीं होगा. Minhaz sir, taklif bhi nahi hoga. You know, when you are in school, you look forward to getting into a college. You get into a college and you look forward to getting into an MBA. By the time you get into MBA third semester, you're looking forward to find a job. By the time you find a job, you're looking forward to get promoted. The moment you look forward to get promoted, you look forward to be the VP. You know, you look forward to be an entrepreneur. So it's, you know, we all actually want to change. It's a painful process. Only thing is, some people unnecessarily portray it as a difficult process. Because, you know, it looks glorified. You know, when you tell people, see, I was invited by WTO 2 years back to Geneva, Switzerland, to address their public forum. Now a friend of mine asked me, yeah, Amber, how did you manage to get to WTO? And I said, yeah, I had a very good friend working for WTO. He knew the work I do and he invited me. He said, oh, come on. It's not simple. I said, yeah, you don't trust me? Then let me put it to you other way around. I said, WTO invited applications from, people globally. My application got shortlisted out of 40,000 people into the 5,000 people. Then after those 5,000 people, they had second round of interviews. Then I got into the 200 people club. And there were 8 steps before I finally got invited. I'm sure, this answer sounds pretty interesting because you're talking about WTO at Geneva. But honestly telling you, businesses or life is all about networking. I mean, otherwise, who else in the Switzerland could have ever known that there exists a creature by name Amber or Ondekar somewhere in Indore? So, trust me, life is not difficult. Life is not difficult. Only thing is, by virtue of the fact that people, because of their experiences or because of their responses to situation, make it difficult, and then they try to portray the same thing to others. Sir, I'll just take 25 more seconds and tell you one interesting thing. I was in class 3. I was, me and my elder sister, Didi, we were in the same school. When I came back from school to home, it was a school in Bhopal. I was in Nalanda public school only at that point in time. And I ran to my mom with a trophy in my hand. And I was telling my mom that, Ma, I got second in the race. I was always that healthy, chubby looking boy. So my mom was surprised, pleasantly surprised. Ki yaar, ye mota second kaise aa gaya race mein? My Didi came in following back and she said, Ma, don't be very happy. There were only 2 people who ran the race. Now, honestly telling me that was not my problem. What I want to tell the youngsters is winning could be as easy as this. If you have the guts to run the race, and sometimes the race that you run in life is as simple as the fact that you would win simply because not many other people are running into it.
Wonderful answer. Wonderful answer. One thing that I am today changing in my behavior and my attitude is that change is not painful. I used to subscribe to this idea that change will be painful, but I think after listening to the answer, you make it difficult. Even if it is not difficult, you make it difficult.
Point to add, Amber sir, correct me if I'm wrong. Change will be painful only if there's a need, but if there's a want, change won't be painful. So there's a difference between need and want. Am I right or wrong, Amber sir?
I think, Kanika, let me put it, easier words for you. I have heard somebody saying, एक शेर है साहब, बस बड़ा छोटा सा 2 लाइनों का, वो कहते हैं, उस शेर में साहब कहते हैं, हम हैं और उनकी खुशियां हैं आजकल, हम हैं और उनकी खुशियां हैं आजकल, उन्हीं का जिक्र, उन्हीं की तमन्ना, उन्हीं की याद, वक्त कितना कीमती है आजकल. Now, just find out somebody who has ever fallen in love, and I'm sure, he'll be happy even in solitude. He'll be having his diary, his pen. You go and tap his shoulder saying, "Bhai, kya kar rahe ho?" And he'll just say, "Get lost, yeah, let me be in my own bliss." So when you talk about love affairs, usually poets like, maybe, I do a bit of poetry. So poets, when they talk about love affairs, a lot of people misconstrue them that love affairs are only about a boy and a girl. I'm sure when Vikram Batra must have taken that shot of, that bullet into his chest, he must not be finding the pain because, he had that amazing love for the country. When Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan died in the Taj attack or got martyred in the Taj attack, I'm sure you can go and find it on YouTube that commandos operate in pairs. So when his partner Vikas Yadav got hit in the knee and he was asked to recede, the commanding officer also asked Major Sandeep Unnikrishnan to recede. But Sandeep Unnikrishnan refused receding. He said, "This is what I have become commando for. There are some bunch of jokers who have attacked my country and how can I recede?" And Vikas Yadav said that when Sandeep Unnikrishnan, talked to him on his walkie-talkie, Sandeep Unnikrishnan ke साहब ये words थे कि जिंदा रहने के मौसम कई हैं मगर जान देने की रुत रोज आती नहीं. So now just imagine, yeah, somebody like a Sadashiv Omle who takes this 10 gun into his stomach and takes 21 bullets to help catch Kasab. I don't think what he must have experienced, physical pain is all right. But so long as you are in love with what you do, change is such a beautiful, process.
Yeah, the change won't be painful if it's something for what you love, you do what you want. But when it's forceful, जैसे सर अगर आप अपनी टीम को बोलते हैं कि चेंज है थोड़ा पेनफुल है, if they want it, that won't be painful. But अगर वो forceful बन जाए, तो वो painful बन जाए.
Right. Agreed. So, Kanika, one question to you, that if you have to suggest top 3 things to somebody who wants to be recognized in a particular field, obviously such as you are, what 3 things will you ask them to do or suggest them to do?
The first thing that comes into mind is consistency. I remember when I started posting, I was on LinkedIn for 11 months. I was a silent user. I did not post just because there was a lot of fear that if I post something and there's only 1 like, तो मेरी तो बहुत बेइज्जती हो जाएगी. तो ये एक मेरा mindset था जो I feel which was very wrong. I feel, उसके बाद मैंने एक बार हिम्मत करके कि just posted करने का. So I started posting. There were days when I got only 8 likes, 10 likes. Some days were when I started getting 200 likes, 600 likes, 1,000 likes, 10,000 likes. But I could achieve that 10,000 like or 20. There's a post that got 24,000 likes also. But I think, I could only achieve because I was consistent throughout those days. I decided that I'll post every day. There'll be, people on any platform, be it Instagram, be it Facebook, if you want to, create something. See, you have to create something if you are running a business, even you're a freelancer, now you have to create something. I unfortunately have to make reels also now, which I don't like, but काम है तो करना पड़ेगा.
Again, that is adaptation.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was, when there was TikTok, so my friends used to say, Kanika, you join TikTok, no? You can use those creative things for your work. मैंने बोला TikTok, मैं नहीं करने वाली है. But TikTok chala gaya, then came Instagram. Then I was also reluctant that I can't. But sooner or later, I realized that if I have to become something, if I have to grow my business, I will have to create reels on Instagram. So I started creating reels on Instagram, and I'm not lying, I am now that person. It's been only a week that I've started creating reels on Instagram. It's been only a week, but I have started enjoying it. And there's no fear that I had on LinkedIn, if I post and there's no like. Sometimes there are days when I get, when I get good amount of thousands of views, but there are days when I get only 500 views, and I'm okay with it. I just put it and forget about it and do my own work. So it's like you have to be consistent, number one. Then you don't have to think about the results. Don't think about the outcome. Just keep on doing it. But because if you do it continuously with consistency, definitely you'll get a result. And the third thing is again a positive mindset. कि अगर if I'm not getting a like, तो बहुत सारे मुझे देखा देखी मेरे best friends ने भी LinkedIn पे post करना start किया कि हमें भी लोग recognize करेंगे. But the only problem with them went was कि they religiously posted only for a week and then they gave up. फिर उन्हें so it's been like 3 years उन्हें हर एक साल में चस्का चढ़ता है मैंने कहा हम फिर से पोस्ट बनाएंगे बनाओ एक हफ्ता बनाते हैं फिर फुस हो जाते हैं. तो वो चीज नहीं होनी चाहिए क्योंकि वो चीज हुई तो आपकी कितनी मेहनत बर्बाद हो रही है. You're wasting your time and energy and also the reader's time. So it's better you're consistent, you're positive, and you are creating content without thinking, without fear. So these are the 3 things.
Okay, this is great answer, great to the point answer. And so I take something called consistency as a very serious stuff. So
there's a tip also. What I used to do initially, क्योंकि अभी fear होता है, कि कोई एक तो लाइक कोई पोस्ट देख रहा है तो एक लाइक तो दिखना चाहिए. तो देयर इज अ टिप आल्सो. सारा पोस्ट अपने सारे दोस्तों को भेजो, बोलो लाइक करो अभी के अभी. बहन, मम्मी, पापा सबका फोन लो, लाइक करो, कमेंट करो.
अच्छा.
तो उससे क्या होता है कि कोई थर्ड पर्सन देखता है तो थोड़ा सा लगता है कि आई हैव एक राइट नाउ. हेलो.
Okay. Right.
या
No, in fact, I got to read one very interesting thing a few days back that के कृपया खुद की तारीफ खुद करें, बुराई करने के लिए दुनिया बैठी है. So that was probably onto this. So Siddharth sir, I have one question to you, which probably the last question from my side to the panelists. That I believe this, that perfection is the enemy of the progress. So people see that okay, I have to be perfect on this. So if I take the Kanika man's example, that so many followers, तो मेरे तो अभी 2 ही हैं, so no, let's not go into Instagram. So if this happens, people consider that I have to be perfect at the very beginning, but the starting is always this troublesome. थोड़ी बहुत चीजें टूटेगी, then you are going to go ahead with it. So what is your opinion about this? Considering this is the change, this is something that is changed.
Well, Ambassador, striving for excellence is the birthright. We all want to be perfect. We all want to be perfect, and we all realize the fact that we cannot be 100% perfect. See, the day we realize that we want to be perfect, see, there should be a clear-cut vision in person's mind. I meet young professionals. I ask them, what is your aim in life? What is your goal in life? When I'm in any college, they say, I want to become a CA, an MBA. I said, what is your purpose of life? One said, I want to become very rich. One said, I want to be just happy. One said, I want to be a successful husband. So people still, I believe, there are so many things on the internet, so many things to inspire us, so many books to read. People know what to do, how to do everything, how to be motivated, how to be inspired. But one important thing is, what is the purpose of our human birth? What is the ultimate aim, ultimate goal? I'm not referring to any spiritual connotation right now for any spiritual liberation. On a very professional or a very life-oriented path, what is your purpose of life? What is your aim of life? What is your goal of life? So, see, short-term journey is not the destination. Excellence is a continuous journey. Greatness is a journey, right? So, it is about, and one thing I would like to quote, on your journey, you will face tempests, hurdles, and as per our topic, turbulent times. But it is how we train ourselves. Face the fear, it goes. Face the fear, it goes. Avoid the fear, it grows. परिस्थितियों को face करना पड़ेगा. The more we face the tempest, the more we face the hurdles, we become better of it. Can I say one small story? And I can say this in English as well, but it is very impactful if I say that in Hindi. Please, will you allow me?
Please.
So this is a story about 2 marbles. They were coming out from the rich mines of Makarana. और मकराना से वो जा रहे थे एक ही ट्रक में साउथ के किसी मंदिर में लगने के लिए. एक मार्बल जो था वो टाइल्स बनता, नीचे फ्लोरिंग बनता, और एक मार्बल भगवान की मूर्ति बना हुआ था. दोनों ट्रक में जा रहे थे. जो मार्बल टाइल्स बना हुआ था उसने कहा मूर्ति वाले मार्बल से, ए भाई, तू तो मेरा भाई है, हम दोनों एक ही माइन से निकले, हम दोनों को एक ही जनों ने बेचा, हम दोनों को एक ही जनों ने खरीदा, हम दोनों एक ही ट्रक में जा रहे हैं, हम दोनों एक ही जगह इंस्टॉल होने वाले हैं उसी मंदिर में, हम दोनों की एक ही जगह से उत्पत्ति हुई. वी बोथ आर सेम. बट ये कैसा अन्याय है कि यू विल बी वर्शिप, तुम पूजनीय हो, लोग तुम्हारी पूजा करेंगे, तुम मूर्ति बन गए हो, और वही सेम मार्बल मैं लोगों के पांव तले कुचला जाऊंगा. पीपल वुड बी स्टेपिंग ऑन मी. व्हाई इज सच अ बिग डिफरेंस? Then the marble, which was the idol, the god's effigy, that marble said, तुमने ठीक कहा मेरे बंधु, तुम और हम सेम हैं, सेम जगह से निकले, सेम बायर, सेम सेलर, सेम ट्रक में जा रहे हैं, सेम जगह इंस्टॉल होने वाले, सब चीज सेम है, बट एक फर्क है, जब हमें एक्सकावेट करा जा रहा था, when we were digged out, then मुझ पर the मूर्ति was saying, the idol जो बना मूर्ति मार्बल, he was saying, मुझ पर हजारों लाखों करोड़ों प्रहार करते गए, मैं टूटा नहीं, मैं निखरते गया, संवरते गया और भगवान बन गया, पूजनीय बन गया, देव बन गया. पर जब तुम पे हैमर चिजल्स डाले जा रहे थे to excavate you, you broke, you lost your strength and you became small pieces of tiles. कहने का मतलब यह है कि जब मुझ पे हजारों लाखों करोड़ों प्रहार करते गए, मैं टूटा नहीं, मैं सहते गया, संवरते गया, निखरते गया और पूजनीय बन गया. मैं कोई परफेक्ट नहीं था, तुम भी कोई परफेक्ट नहीं थे, हम दोनों एक ही जगह थे, हम दोनों की उत्पत्ति सेम. बट समस्याओं को मैंने झेला, जो टूट गया वो रास्ते का कंकर, जो टिका रहा वो मंदिर का शंकर. So it is a very simple saying. We aren't perfect. Situations will make us a better off. We are a competitor of ours yesterday. So young students, young listeners, young professionals, stress and depression is, something which is very common. Please don't take it. No one is perfect. We'll fail. और एक चीज और माने, fail first attempt in learning, FAIL. Interestingly, I was delivering one speech in a school. I was the chief guest over there in their students. वहां पर, so the introducer, the host, the anchor introduced me like he's the one. So I said, I just stopped him. I said, I'll be honest with the students. Don't introduce me for my achievements. Introduce me for my failures. So it is very important that we realize that we cannot win every time. We aren't perfect. मेरे पास कोई दैविक शक्तियां नहीं. I am not perfect. I am not born great. I'm just learning, evolving, and taking the course of life. And there are situations which stresses the mind. That is true. But ठीक है, challenges face करना पड़ेगा. But at the end of the day, I have deep faith in my self. I have deep motivation in my mind. Even I am not perfect, but I am not giving up on trying. I can fail. I can fail. I can try, but I will not fail to try.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This is
करते निखरते किसी दिन perfect बन ही जाएंगे, क्या पता.
Right. So even though we are in a pursuit of the perfection, this answer was very near to the perfect one to the question that I posed earlier. That's a very interesting story, very interesting take on that. That if you are getting worked on, don't break, or else you will become the Raste ka Kankar instead of becoming the Mandir ka Shankar. That's great. So I think I am ending my questions here. Now, students who are there, audience who are there, please go ahead and share your questions. These are all brilliant minds that we have here. I'm sure you have questions. Please go ahead and ask your questions if there are.
So may I?
Yes, please, Ritu.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Okay. So that was, sir, ma'am, that was really inspiring. I really enjoyed a lot and learned so many things. But one thing that is striking me, shuru se, that is I want to ask, sir, that being positive in general lines is quite easy. But what is that particular ingredient which is equivalent to like salt but is of great importance that keeps you motivated even in the bad times where we feel isse zyada bura kya hoga hamare sath, like that particular situation. Sir, I have come across a situation like after I passed class 12, I wanted to study out of my city. I am basically from Sagar. My father denied. He's a little conservative. I respect his love. But he said, we are not going to send you out and we can't afford. Particularly, we can't afford. This is the main situation. So I decided that I accepted my destiny. I thought, theek hai, aisa hi hona hoga, let it be. I took admission in chota sa college where peons were greater than the faculty members. That type of college it was. Nobody was there and I scoring 96-97% in class 12 was only student who usually goes. I felt very bad. I I resisted that I want to go out. My father denied. I decided that मैं नहीं पढ़ूंगी. I took a drop and 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th को hoping I earned somehow and my father said मैं खुद पढ़ लूंगी आप मुझे मत पढ़ाओ मैं अपने पैसे से पढ़ सकती हूँ. He was also watching me कि अच्छा ऐसा करिए. He never stopped me at that point of time. Sir, उसके बाद I realized that मेरे साथ जो हुआ that was for a call and after a point of time I realized कि हाँ वो अच्छे के लिए ही हुआ था. As like it's said जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. I got scholarship and I came into the BSSS and now I am funding my hostel rent and other expenses on my own. I never asked for a single penny from my parents. I find it as a very good thing for myself, but there are miles to go before I sleep. But sir, what in very bad situation, the toughest where I feel कि इससे ज़्यादा क्या बुरा होगा? What to feel, what to say to myself, the private speech to myself, like ma'am said, Kanika ma'am said, that she talks to herself. What to say to myself that, nahi Ritu, you have to do this, even in those times.
Sir, can I please answer this if you allow me? I mean, if Ritu, you are having this question to someone. Ritu, are you intending to? Sorry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, can I please answer this?
Please go ahead. I think you're the most, equipped guy to do this at this younger lots.
Why I took your permission, Sir, is you are the most senior, experienced, and I'm fascinated listening to you. I'm really delighted that this Saturday morning I could get a lot of inspirational tips from you. Well, coming to Ritu's question, Ritu, it is very common, it is very obvious that there would be situations wherein we would feel vulnerable, challenged. There would be moments where we feel defeated, dejected, rejected, and we'll feel that अरे यार इससे बुरा situation कुछ नहीं होगा. भगवान मेरे साथ इतना क्यों बुरा कर रहा है? I am so मतलब other people are so blessed and I am so this and that. ये आएगा. कहते हैं I am just a small poem, you know what I'm saying? करो कर्म ऐसा मनुष्य जन्म लेकर कि जीवन महामृत्यु से जीत जाए. खींचो चित्र ऐसा समय के पटल पर, लिखो स्वर ऐसा आत्मीय सफर पर कि तुम्हारे बीत जाने पर जग गीत गाए, कि तुम्हारे चले जाने पर जग तुम्हारी महिमा गाए. Ritu, understand one thing. Situations are tough, but we have a very strong, dedicated vision, a very strong, dedicated mission. Come what may, we are not losing our track. We are not losing our path. We are continuously doing self-introspection. Just now what you said, कि जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है, अच्छा हुआ तुम्हारा BSS में, and then you did it out for it. Indeed, this is the fact reality of life. शाम के बाद ही सवेरा होता है. Morning means one more inning. So correct what happened yesterday and make it better today. Things, देखो, it is very important Ritu that we maintain our mental balance. Rejections आएंगे, but at the end of the day फिर भी हम कैसे मुस्कुराते हुए सोए. दिन भर हो सकता है कुछ ना कुछ झमेला. In business we have so many situations every day, you know, कुछ ना कुछ होते रहता है. But at the end of the day we realize that ठीक है आज हमने अपना the best दिया, फिर भी results अनुकूल नहीं आया. But I am not losing hope. Self introspection, कहाँ गलत हुआ? Let me correct it. And I am not losing hope. I'll maintain my balance. I'll be firm. Negative thoughts आएंगे. अरे यार गड़बड़ हो गया, आने वाले समय में गलत हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, आएंगे. See, negative thoughts आना स्वाभाविक है, but the most important thing Ritu is we take insights. ये negative thoughts का solutions क्या है? ये problems के क्या solutions हैं? Journalize, write diary. My young friends who are listening, please buy a diary if you are not maintaining. Write every goal of yours. Write every day that you wish. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, हर दिन plan करो अपने आने वाले कल को. अगर कोई problem situations आया, negative thoughts को mind पे, don't make negative thoughts, you know, cage. उसके अलावा उसे लिखो, how to find solutions for it. You know, read good books, and write it down. Make solutions for every problem. Then जो negative thoughts आपके अंदर आ रहे हैं, जो आप dejected feel हो रहे हैं, वो धीरे करके you will get a good amount of mental strength to face those things. Ritu, did I answer your question? I'll tell you one more trick, you know, one small trick. Ritu, are you there with us?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir, please.
One small trick बोलता हूँ मैं, ठीक है? बड़ा important trick है ये. कोई गुरु मंत्र नहीं है, दिस इज वेरी इफेक्टिव. I really, enjoy the way you are smiling and cheering. Normally, कई बार क्या होता है जब हम कुछ लेक्चर्स देते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स प्राय अपने ही दुनिया में होते हैं. So, one important shortcut trick, बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग तरकीब है ये. जब भी डिजेक्टेड फील हो, जब भी लगे यार बड़ा स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, बड़ा दिक्कत है लाइफ में, do this often or not. Believe you me, this will work wonders. क्या करना है? बहुत सिंपल है. क्या करना है? बहुत सिंपल है. ठीक है? हथौड़ी, hammer. Put one and take one nail, कांटी. ठीक है? डालो दीवार पर, ठोको. ठीक है? One day, जिस दिन स्ट्रेस हुआ, डाल दो. रिलीजियसली करना बड़ा मजा आएगा. सेकेंड डे वापस स्ट्रेस हुआ, अरे बड़ा लाइफ में प्रॉब्लम है, ये है वो है, हमसे तो बड़ा अनलकी कोई नहीं. टेक अनदर नेल, पुट इट अगेन इन द सेम वॉल इन योर रूम. ठीक है? जेन्युइनली करना. देखो थर्ड डे अगेन फिर स्ट्रेस, अरे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, ये प्रॉब्लम वो प्रॉब्लम, कॉलेज का प्रेशर, स्टूडेंट्स का प्रेशर, जॉब नहीं मिल रहा है, इतना सारे एप्लीकेशंस दे दिए, कंपटीशन का प्रेशर, कई इवेंट्स में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर. थर्ड नेल, पुट इट ऑन द वॉल. Keep on doing that. Make your wall beautiful enough. Genuinely, इससे क्या होगा? The moment you do it, the moment you realize कि यार थोड़े दीवार पे मारने से बढ़िया है काम करो, कुछ contribute into your work. Do strategize your plan. 3-4 हथौड़ी जब कांटी जाएंगे अपने दीवार पर, मम्मी घर से आएंगी कमरे में, एंड सारे सिग्नल्स वापस आ जाएंगे अपने.
This is a great answer, Ritu. I think you are clear about the answer what you were looking for.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Amber sir, you were speaking something.
See, yeah, I wanted to say, how do I see it? There are only two things in the world. One is reality, like the sun rises in the east is reality. The another one is current reality, that I don't have enough recognition, I don't have enough money, I am not at the position that I wanted to be. So the beautiful thing about current reality is that you can change it with your effort. And the given fact about the reality is that whatever effort you make, you just can't change it. So Ritu, if your biggest problem in life is that the sun rises in the east, your current reality could be change your window from the eastern wall to the western wall if you don't want to have the sunlight on the face. So realities you can't change, and I think none of us has any problem with reality, right? We don't have any problem with reality. Current reality, why should it be a problem? Because with effort you can change it, howsoever big it is, right? So don't worry about it. Current realities can change, so they are so temporary that you don't have to worry about it.
Kanika ma'am, you have one question in the chat box. So Shivam says, I am a final year student of psychology from JU. I have heard LinkedIn algorithm changes which impacts my reach and engagement. What can I do about that?
You can't do anything about it. It's something that somebody with 10 lakh followers is also suffering. You can't do anything about it. You see, your purpose on LinkedIn should be to add value, to the readers. So go ahead with that and think about what value can I add. Instead of thinking about the engagement. If you will be worrying about the algorithm and engagement, then you will not be able to, fulfill your purpose on LinkedIn. So वही है कि do not think about the outside sources. ऐसे बहुत होंगे जो आपको negative करेंगे, affect करेंगे. You think about what is your purpose, what value can I add to my readers, then only आपको value मिलेगी. आपने अगर कंटेंट अगर अच्छा बनाया है टू पोस्ट, तो ऑफ कोर्स आपको एंगेजमेंट भी अच्छा मिलेगा, एंड एल्गोरिथम से उसका कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. इनिशियली एल्गोरिथम मुझे भी बहुत करता था, तो मैं अपने जिनके थोड़े ज्यादा फॉलोअर्स हैं उनके पोस्ट को मैं चेक करती थी कि इनके में भी उतना ही प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है जितना मेरा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है. वो नहीं भी आ रहा है तो डोंट think about it. Think about what value you can add, what is your purpose. आपका पर्पस तो एल्गोरिदम चेंज नहीं करेगा ना. सो एल्गोरिदम को बोलो कि तुम जाओ सो जाओ, मैं अपने काम पे लगने जा रहा हूँ. सो दैट
Okay, so that is like a reality. You can't change it. It is going to be there. Yes. Kanika ma'am, I have one more question here. How can I use LinkedIn to find, one participant had asked the question, how can I use LinkedIn to find internships? I don't want to do a job. I want to start my own PR and marketing firm, but I want to learn first how to use LinkedIn properly.
Can you repeat the question?
How can I use
chat box?
LinkedIn to find? No, it is only directed to me. So
okay.
How can I use LinkedIn to find internships? I don't want to do a job. I want to start my own PR and marketing firm, but I want to learn first how to use LinkedIn properly.
Initially, you will have to understand what is your target audience. First of all, you will have to understand what is your target, what is your purpose, whether you are looking for an internship or you are you just want to start your PR firm straight away without doing an internship. So you have to define that purpose accordingly. You have to find your target audience. जो आपके target audience होंगे, यानी कि जो जिनको आप वैल्यू ऐड कर पाओगे वो आपके बनेंगे. टारगेट ऑडियंस आपके कनेक्शंस बनेंगे. उनको आप पर्सनलाइज कनेक्शन रिक्वेस्ट भेजेंगे और ऐसे ऐसे करके अपना कंटेंट क्रिएट करेंगे. कंटेंट आपको ऐसे क्रिएट करना है कि जहां से आपके टारगेट ऑडियंस को आपकी एक्सपर्टीज समझ में आए. एंड दिस इज हाउ यू गो ऑन विद इट. बट उसके लिए ऑफकोर्स देयर आर लाइक thousands of things involved, but वो मैं इधर नहीं बता पाऊंगी. But these are, the first initial steps. You have to optimize your profile. आपको अपनी profile optimize करनी है, but both of them depends on two things. One is your target audience and the other one is your purpose. What is your purpose on LinkedIn? So if you are able to define that, I think initial stage, so आप start, at least you'll be able to start with it.
Hope this answers your query. Ananya, right? Ananya, hope this answers your query. Right. Kanika ma'am, I think there are two more questions probably to you in the chat box. How was your experience with TEDx? And the second question is how to make more contacts in contacts in LinkedIn.
TEDx experience was nice. It was good. How to make more contacts on LinkedIn. Again, the question is defining your purpose on LinkedIn. कि आपके purpose क्या होगा, आपके purpose किन लोगों को help कर सकता है. तो जिन लोगों को help कर सकता है वही आपके connection होंगे. Unnecessary, for example, if I am say let's say कि I am into digital marketing और मैं connections बना रही हूँ doctors को, तो it makes no sense, no. तो आपके digital marketing क्या हो सकते हैं if related to that field, related to आपकी audience क्या होंगी जिनको आप value add कर पाओ. अभी जैसे for example मैं हूँ, मेरे में ना बहुत सारे ऐसे, so there are like a lot of software developers who have created that YouTube account. So they are very much active on LinkedIn. So they create post on Java, C++. अब वो मुझे समझ ही नहीं आता, तो वो मेरे लिए important नहीं है, because मुझे वो समझ नहीं आता, because that's not my field. So वो वही है जो something that is related to my field, जो मुझे भी समझ में आए, जब वो पोस्ट करें और जो मैं डालूं तो वो उनको भी समझ में आए. That is how you build contacts on LinkedIn. Unnecessary connections आ रहे हैं, तो पहले जैसे 100 लोगों को रोज connection भेज देती थी, तो that is not how you do. You understand what is your target audience and then go ahead with it.
So I think with this, almost all the questions that are that were there from the student side, from my side, from panelist side, I think we have already answered most of the questions, and it was really, really nice experience for me too, Amber sir, Siddharth sir, and Kanika ma'am. That I'm pretty sure जितना मैंने सीखा है, students ने cumulatively बहुत ज़्यादा सीखा होगा. Or every statement that you have spoken in this, it has given some sense of learning, some sense of development. The way I was introduced, that people call me the reader, that means I read a lot, and by lot I really mean a lot. But the way this interaction has unfolded, that has given me more learning than compared to three or four last book that I read. So thank you so much. That was a really, really interesting experience that we have had. Hopefully all the audience would also be agreeing with me on this position, that it was a really, really nice experience. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure connecting with all you young friends. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
All the best.
All the best.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I am Rhythm Singari,
Thank
here to
you, sir.
present the vote of thanks. Firstly, I would
Yes.
like to extend my sincere gratitude to our panelists, Amber sir, Kanika ma'am, Siddharth sir, and Minhaz sir. Thank you for sharing such valuable insights and thoughts with us. Secondly, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our audience and to the management club of the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. I would like to thank all the participants and thank you so much. Have a great day. A gentle reminder, all the participants are requested to fill the feedback form given in the chat box. Then only you'll get the certificates. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Before leaving, I would like to say my personal thanks from behalf of Management Club and the Department of Management to all the elite panelists over here, Kanika ma'am, Siddharth sir, and Amber sir, and of course Minhaz sir, who has been moderating the panel discussion to such a fruitful end. Thank you so much, sir. And we had such a good start of this Saturday morning and a very reflective start, I would say. Thank you so much. And looking forward to your connections in the future also. Thank you. Thank you for being our guest.
Thank you, Minhaz sir. Thank you so much for asking easy questions.